Nowadays, many foreigners visit Taiwan. Why do they want to come here? Food, tropical fruit, nature, yes, all of them are attractive. However, you may miss an important part: heritage. Treasury in Taiwan. First, we want to introduce is Confucius Temple. Tainan Confucius Temple. Temple of Confucius is the earliest temple of moral education. There are lots of Temple of Confucius in Taiwan. However, the oldest, which was built during Kingdom of Dongning, is located in Tainan. In 1661, Chen Yonghua suggested Zheng Jing to build it and schools to develop Taiwan. When Taiwan was in a period of Japanese occupation, government announced the children in Taiwan needed to go to school because of the assimilation policy. Therefore, in Temple of Confucius, Japanese officials built public elementary school to raise Taiwanese educated level. During World War II, located in downtown, Temple of Confucius was destroyed. Government had rebuilt it, and it is called Confucius Temple Cultural Zone now. Who is Confucius? He is the most important role in Chinese education history. He is famous for different teaching methods for different students. Let's take a look at a story about Confucius. One day, Confucius was reading books. One of his students came and asked him a question. If there is something suitable for me to do, should I execute it immediately? Confucius said,
"No, there are your father and elder brothers to be consulted. You should ask for their thoughts before doing it."
Another student asked Confucius the same question. If there is something suitable for me to do, should I execute it immediately? However, Confucius gave a different answer.
Immediately carry into execution what you hear.
A student heard about it, came to ask Confucius, "Master, why do you have two different answers to the same question?" Confucius said,
"The first one is retiring and slow. Therefore, I urge him forward. The second has more than his own share of energy. Therefore, I kept him back."
This was the spirit of Confucius. He thought that people should be taught by different ways to meet their personalities. Now let's go inside Temple of Confucius. There are two important buildings here. One is the Great Hall of Confucius. The other is Wenchang Pavilion. Great Hall of Confucius is the main hall in Temple of Confucius. There are full of planks, but there is no statue of a god. Because Confucius insisted people not to talk about God or disorders. Wenchang Pavilion is a place to worship 5 Lord Emperor Wenchang. Let's listen to the old man working in the temple. There are 5 gods who are in same rank. They are Lord Emperor Wenchang. They are divided with a sequence of dynasties. In Wenchang Pavilion, there is only Kuixing. We were lucky to enter Wenchang Pavilion because it had been closed for almost 200 years. Catch the opportunity right now, or you will regret to miss it.
The second heritage we want to introduce is Koxinga Temple.
Koxinga Temple was the earliest family temple for sacrifices to Zheng Gong, and it was also the first shrine that Japanese built in Taiwan. Since 1963, the appearance has been changed to the look that we see today. Why did people build this temple? In order to acclaim Zheng Gong feast to expel the Dutch. It was first established after 1662 year of the Regent Emperor. In 1874, it was named Temple of the King who settled the mountains, which was built by Shen Baozhen. But during the period of Japanese occupation, it had been renamed and had been rebuilt to Shrine of the King who settled the mountain by Japanese. To Taiwanese people, Zheng Gong was an important historical figure because he established many systems. For example, establishing the first Han Chinese region, opening up of Taiwan for cultivation, developing commerce and trade, and so on. The systems affected Taiwan deeply. During Kingdom of Dongning, there were some legends about Zheng Gong. One of them was a story in Sword Pool. It was said that in a small village, there was a dragon living in a river. The dragon was destroying and flooding the village. All of villagers suffered from it and hoped someone to solve this big trouble for them. One day, Zheng Gong led his troops north and passed by the village. The chief told Zheng Gong about their troublesome. Zheng Gong decided to lead the troops to kill that bad dragon. When they went by the river, the dragon appeared, and it tried to attack some militaries with its sharp claws. He threw his sword on the dragon. The dragon got hurt and sank down the river. From then on, it completely disappeared. Of course, the sword also sank down with the dragon. After that, some villagers said sometimes they could see the sword floating on the river at night. Therefore, people called it Sword Pool. Now, let's go to Koxinga Temple. Zheng Gong was part Japanese. His mother came from Japan. So Koxinga Temple was sort of Japanese architecture. The outside of Koxinga Temple is a big statue of Zheng Gong. It is donated from China. Walking into the temple, you can find that there are some bamboos. Having been planted by Zheng Gong's wife, they were called striped common bamboo. Because the appearance of the bamboo is like an instrument with 7-stringed plucking. in some ways similar to the zither. The government keeps the temple in a good condition. You can see the pond is clean. But don't jump into the pond to swim with the fish. The fish might bite you. And so is the path. Now let's go inside. There are lots of literature about Zheng Chenggong. If you are curious about him or Taiwanese history, you can satisfy your desire here. These are whole parts of Koxinga Temple. Zheng Chenggong is a famous hero in Taiwan history. If you have a chance to come to Tainan, don't forget to visit him. The last heritage we want to introduce is Chikan Tower. Chikan Tower is one of the important heritages in Taiwan. Chikan Tower is great first historic site. If you come to Tainan, you can't miss Chikan Tower. At first, Chikan Tower didn't call Chikan Tower. Its name was Provincia. It was built by the Dutch to serve as their administrative center. In Dutch, Provincia means forever. Around 1661, Zheng Chenggong led his troops to fight with the Dutch. And he won. Zheng Chenggong renamed this fort mansion bestowed by heaven and made it his center of government after driving out the Dutch. The statue on the lawn is about the Dutch surrendering to Zheng Chenggong. In the beginning, the Dutch soldier knelt down, but after a few years, because of public diplomacy, the soldiers stood up. Isn't it amazing? Beside the statue, you can see 9 turtles. Why are there 9 turtles in Chikan Tower? Story time. A long time ago, there was a dragon. Dragon could fly in the sky. Dragon could also swim in the sea. One day, when it swam, it met a turtle. Suddenly, they fell in love. They got married and gave birth to 10 babies. 10 babies had the same special name called Bixi. The activity they loved to do was carrying heavy things on their backs. Therefore, when Emperor Qianlong wanted someone to carry the stones which were engraved words, in honor of warriors in Taiwan, he decided to make them to carry stones there. However, on the way to destination, one of Bixi escaped away. The escaping Bixi swam to Jiayi, and the left 9 turtles finished their missions and stayed in Tainan. It is the story that explains why there are 9 turtles in Chikan Tower. Let's go back to Chikan Tower. Walking around the walls, you can see the design is different. The walls were once 453 feet around and 36 feet in height. The walls of this stronghold were made of bricks imported from Java. while the walls of buildings were made from rock-hard bricks of oyster shell lime, mixed with sugar water and glutinous rice paste. You can see that there is a stone horse beside the walls. Also, it has its story. Story time. It was said that when Qing dynasty took control of Taiwan, there was a stone horse which had to guard Koxinga tomb. However, after a period of time, it was tired of its job. So, when it had to guard the tomb of Zheng Qiren, it hated to perform the duty for Zheng. Therefore, instead of protecting the tomb, the stone horse destroyed it and wrecked the neighboring plantations at night. The villagers were angry, so they broke the stone horse's legs to prevent it from destroying. Now you can see the stone horse's legs being repaired. This is the story of the stone horse. Come to Chikan Tower and listen to the guide of complete content about it. You can find other interesting stories here.